What's going on, guys? It's great to see you. I mean, I guess I'm not physically seeing you, but you know, in here, in spirit, I'm seeing you. Anyways, that's moving on. Today, I want to talk about how to get some really good, dope cinematic footage with just simply, you know, an iPhone, or you know, you may have Samsung, or you know, not everybody has iPhones these days. There's other good phones out there, guys. So for this video, I'll be using an iPhone 8. It's not even the 10 or the 11. Well, it's a couple generations old. That being said, it does have a really great camera on it, and you know, most phones nowadays do. They all have really good cameras, and you know, the quality is pretty good. Obviously, it's not on, you know, an actual camera level, but it's pretty dang good. So in order to show you how to get some really good, dope B-roll footage or some cinematic footage, let's get out of the office. Before I leave, let me show you something real quick on your iPhone that you can do to change up the slow motion, because I think it initially has slow-mo in 240 frames per second, but you can actually change it to 120 frames per second. So if you have an iPhone, I'll just show you real quick. I'm gonna go hit that settings tab right there if I can get it. Okay, so real quick, you're just gonna scroll down on your settings tab until you find the camera option right there. Click that. You're gonna go to record slow-mo, and you're gonna make sure it has 1080p HD at 120 frames per second checked. And that's it. Okay, now it's time to go. All right, so we came to the beach. It's a little bit windy and cloudy, but basically the sun's kind of getting close to setting, so I thought that would be kind of a perfect time to get some B-roll cinematic looking footage because the sun's not so harsh. All right, we're gonna pull out the handy dandy phone and see what kind of shots we can get. See if we can make the iPhone look cinematic. Let's do it. Okay, now that we got the B-roll footage, let's head back into the studio and see what we got to do next. Back in the studio. So I'm going to show you two different ways to edit this footage. The first one is going to be on your cell phone. Cell phone? Smartphone. Smartphone. Does anybody even say cell phone anymore? Is an iPhone even considered a cell phone, or is it just a smartphone? That's besides the point. The second way I'll edit this footage is I'll open up Premiere Pro and transfer the files to Premiere. So let's hop into our handy dandy smartphone and get this footage looking cinematic and awesome. Okay, so what we're gonna wanna do is open our InShot app. If you don't have it, just head to the App Store. So I've already imported a couple videos. To crop them, you just select which video you'd like to crop, and then you can do your starting and end points. So I liked it about there. And so already it looks pretty cinematic. I mean, it's at 120 frames per second, and there's sunsets, and it looks great already. But what can we do to make it look a little bit better with this app? So let's add those matte bars. Why not? So if you don't know what I mean by matte bars, it's those black cinematic bars that make the camera angle look like you're getting a lot more footage than you are. So what I do is I go to that text layer right here. So I hit that text button, and I'll put the letter I in, capital I, and I'll make sure the font is black. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just grab this stretch arrow right here and just stretch it out as far as I can. Okay, I think that's as far as it'll go. And then I'm gonna tilt it like that and just put it up in the corner to as far as you'd like it. And then what I'm gonna do is hit that copy button. So it copied that black eye. So basically, because one eye is not gonna cover the whole entire frame, so you have to copy it. So I'll just match that up as best as I can. And then we'll hit that copy button again, and then drag another one down. Try to make it look as even as I can. Copy that again. Boom. Okay, so we added those matte bars. But as you see, so I press play. So you got the matte bars, but then they disappear. So what you got to do is go back into your text option and then drag each one of these to the end of the video. so they stay. Keep doing that to each one. And here we go. Keep stretching it, stretching it. Now that's not completely even, but that's all right. So now we play it through. Now it's looking like you're actually watching a movie, and you know you're only doing this with your smartphone, so that's pretty cool. That nice sunset. Yeah, I like that. Looks good. Okay, so we'll hit that check button to keep all that there. So now there's always a filter option, and you can go to the filter tab because they'll have some preset filters that you can just throw in. The Cinema 1, that looks pretty cool. It kind of has that like teal and orange look. Cinema 2, Cinema 3, Cinema 4, Cinema 5. Then they got all these ones over here. So a bunch of cool little presets to choose from. I kind of like Cinema 1, I think, the best. You can adjust the effectiveness of that preset, or filter, I should say. And then you can go to the adjust. So what we're going to want to do is maybe bring that contrast up just ever so slightly. Maybe the shadows just up a tiny bit. You could play around with this and, you know, get it to the desired look that you go for, but let's see. Lightness, maybe up just a tiny bit. Let's see what that looks like. Let's press play. Boom. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now you're going to notice that only affected that first clip. So we're going to click on it, double click it, and we're going to hit that double check icon, because that's going to allow you to apply that filter to all the shots, so you have a consistent look on your video. So yeah, that looks good. It's a little bit of saturation, but it looks pretty cool. I like it. And boom. So, you know, you can always add, there's a text icon if you want to add, like how we added the map bars. If you want to add a title to the beginning of your video, there's a music icon, stickers, and you can just go through this whole app and play around with it. But, you know, that's just the general basis of if you need something real quick on your phone to get some good looking cinematic footage from your iPhone camera. You know, it's just an all-around cinematic editing package right here. A lot of people wouldn't even know that was shot on an iPhone. They'd be like, whoa, what camera do you have? And what editing software do you have? And you can say, oh, this was all just on my iPhone. So yeah, so that's it for the iPhone. We'll hop into Premiere Pro and see what we can do. Maybe make it look, you know, a little bit more professional, because you can actually go in there and tweak the colors and everything a little bit more to how you'd like it. Okay, so now we're in Premiere Pro. I imported the footage off my phone, and we'll grab a shot. Let's see what would be the best shot for this. Let's drag this shot up. Okay, so got a little bit of slow-mo in between the bush. Actually, you know what? I don't like that one. I think I'm gonna we'll go with this one again. I like this one. This one was pretty cool. That real awesome slow motion of the ocean, water hitting each other, and I don't know, it looks cool. We'll go with that. So we'll start our in and out points. We'll do in point right there, and maybe out point right there. Okay, so we'll drag that. Just get rid of the audio on that. And okay, so we got that on our timeline. So what can we do to make that look more cinematic? Well, first of all, let's see. Make sure that is scale to frame size. Okay, making sure that was in the right frame. Okay, so now that we got that, what we can do now is we can go into it and we can do our little basic corrections. All right, so do we want a little bit more contrast? A little bit more. See how that looks. Yeah, I like that. It gives it more of a moody feel. Maybe add a little bit of highlights to it. A little bit more. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I like that. Bring down the shadows just a tiny bit, ever so slightly. The whites, bring that up maybe slightly. The blacks, Won't even really mess with that too much. I'll bring it down a little bit. So boom, you know, look at that. That's a big upgrade from what it was, at least in my opinion. It makes it more of like a moody feel. It makes it look more like you're there. Less of that like grayish, grainy look that iPhones tend to have. So just that right there looks pretty good. So what we'll do the same thing is we'll go to our crop and we'll get those matte bars like we did on the iPhone. So drag the crop option over, and then we're gonna go to effects controls, and we're gonna go down to the crop, and we're gonna go from top. So let's see, what does 13% look like? Yeah, we'll go with 13%. So we'll go top 13% and bottom 13%. Now we actually got that. Boom, that illusion that we got a really wide screen with the matte bars. Boom. And so, simple as that. Just a little bit of color correction, add some matte bars, and you got yourself an awesome looking cinematic shot from simply just shooting on your iPhone. Now, maybe we'll spice it up a little bit and throw a LUT on it. So we'll go to creative and we'll hit the look tab and we'll browse, see what kind of LUTs I got in here. Let's hit this singularity LUT. Let's see what that looks like. Whoa, that really brings in the teal and orange. Let's bring that way down. Let's maybe move that to 30% down. Let's see. Yeah, I'll go with 30%. So let's play that through again. Boom, that looks really good. That looks awesome. So I'll drag down the original shot just to show you. Here, we'll drag this one over a little bit. We'll drag down the original shot so we'll see the real changes, the before and after. So now the original shot looks good. It looks good. You don't even actually really have to edit. I mean, it looks good as it is, but this is just to spice it up. Yeah. Looks really cinematic to me. I don't know about you guys, but it looks pretty good. That was just that took me like 3 minutes to do, not even 2 minutes. Play through that one more time. Yeah. That's the original. And yeah. So that looks really good. And that's it, guys. I hope that gave you a little bit more confidence in the capabilities of what you can do with just simply your smartphone. If you're interested in making your footage look cinematic, I'll put a link up to one of my videos. Which side does it appear on? One of those sides. Thank you guys for watching. And if this video helped, hit that like button and consider subscribing if you're into filmmaking or editing. I do a lot of those kind of videos as well as vlogs. So I really appreciate any support that you give. If you don't want to do any of that, don't do any of it. You're entitled to do whatever you like. That's the beautiful thing about life. Plus, I'll be doing a comprehensive review on this Canon EOS R as soon as I get the lens and I get time to play around with it. And yeah, I'll pretty much be retiring this Canon M50 to camera B, secondary camera, because this will be the main shooter from now on. And I'll see your beautiful smiling faces on the next video. Whoop!